Hey everyone. Right now, thousands of people around the world are asking the same question. What are my actual chances of getting an H-1B this year? And for the first time in years, there's a real answer to that question. Because starting in 2026, the H-1B is no longer a pure lottery. It's a weighted system where some people have 4 times better odds than others. And if you don't know how it works, you're already at a disadvantage. I'm Andrew. Welcome to Route to USA channel. Let's break down exactly what changed, who benefits, and what you should do about it. If you've been following H-1B for a while, you know how the old system worked. USCIS collected registrations and ran a random computer draw. Didn't matter if your employer was offering you $65,000 or $180,000, you had the exact same odds. A fresh graduate and a senior engineer with 15 years of experience stood in the same line with equal chances. At its peak in 2024, nearly 760,000 registrations were filed for just 85,000 spots. That's roughly a 1 in 9 chance. It wasn't immigration planning, it was gambling. And large outsourcing firms from India figured out how to game it, flooding the lottery with thousands of low wage applications just to grab as many spots as possible statistically. It worked, until it didn't. DHS decided to fix this. Effective February 27, 2026, new rules. Here's the core idea. The higher your salary, the more entries you get in the lottery. The Department of Labor has long classified wages into 4 tiers, called wage levels, for every occupation. Level 1 is entry level. Level 2 is qualified. Level 3 is experienced. Level 4 is fully competent, top of the field. And starting this year, your wage level directly determines your odds. Here's how the math works. If you're at level 1, you get 1 entry in the draw. Level 2, 2 entries. Level 3, 3 entries. Level 4, 4 entries. Simple concept, dramatic effect. According to DHS projections, Level 1, roughly 15% chance of selection. Level 2, around 29%. Level 3, around 44%. Level 4, around 61%. That means a Level 4 candidate has 4 times better odds than someone at Level 1 in the same profession. And real-world data backs this up. One immigration law firm published their client results from the FY 2027 lottery. That's the March 2026 cycle. Level 2 came in at 50%. Level 3 hit 69%. Both beat DHS's own projections. One important nuance, your wage level isn't just about the dollar amount. It depends on your occupation and location. $100,000 a year for a software developer in San Francisco puts you at level 1. The same salary for an accountant in Iowa could be level 3. It's all relative to the market rate for that specific job in that specific place. But the lottery wasn't the only thing that changed. In September 2025, the president signed a proclamation introducing a new fee, $100,000 per person. That's not a typo. Here's how it works. If an employer is sponsoring someone who is currently outside the United States and will need to go through consular processing to get the visa stamped, the company has to pay this fee for every single candidate. Now, the good news, and this matters a lot, if you're already inside the US on an F1 student visa, on OPT, or any other valid status, and you're filing for a change of status from within the country, your employer does not pay this fee. Zero. The practical effect was massive. Large outsourcing companies that used to flood the lottery with thousands of registrations every year did the math and walked away. It's just not profitable anymore. Result? Total FY 2027 registrations dropped to an estimated 200 to 250,000. Compare that to 760,000 in 2024. The competition shrank by roughly 2/3. If you're still in the game, that's good news. So who actually wins and who loses under this new system? Winners, experienced specialists at level 3 and 4 with strong salaries. Candidates already inside the US, they avoid the $100,000 fee and are automatically more attractive to employers. And US master's degree holders, who still get 2 shots at selection, first in the general pool, then in a separate 20,000-seat advanced degree cap. Losers, recent graduates going for entry-level positions at level 1, their odds drop to around 15%. Small companies that can't compete on salary with the big tech firms. And candidates applying from abroad, the fee makes sponsoring them significantly more expensive. One more thing worth watching. In March 2026, the Department of Labor proposed raising the minimum wage thresholds across all 4 levels. It's not law yet, but if it passes, even getting to level 2 will cost employers more. Stay tuned. Okay, enough theory. Here are 3 concrete steps depending on your situation. First, if you're currently job hunting with H-1B in mind, Your salary conversation is now your visa conversation. Before your employer files anything, ask them, what wage level is this position being classified at under OEWS? That's a completely normal question, and any HR person or immigration attorney at the company will understand exactly why you're asking. Second, if you're on F1 and your OPT is running out, file from inside the US. This lets your employer avoid the $100,000 fee entirely. For them, that's a massive cost saving. Use it as leverage in your negotiations. You're not just a candidate, you're a candidate who saves them six figures. Third, if you've already lost the lottery or just don't want to depend on it, there are real alternatives. The O1 visa for individuals with extraordinary ability in their field. The EB2 NIW, a green card in the national interest that doesn't require employer sponsorship. The L1 visa, if your company has a US office and you can transfer internally. We'll cover all of these in separate videos. Here's the bottom line. The H-1B in 2026 is no longer just a lottery. It's a system where your odds are calculable, and with the right strategy, improvable. Yes, it got harder for entry-level candidates and people applying from abroad, but it got more predictable for everyone else. And honestly, predictable beats random every time. Drop your situation in the comments, your wage level, your occupation, whether you're inside or outside the US. I read everything, and your question might become the next video on this channel. See you in the next one.